I'm Richard Bernard, and I'd like to give you a quick intro to my new musical, Joan at the Mardi Gras, a retelling of the biblical story of Jonah. I'll introduce Joan at the Mardi Gras by singing the opening number with comments. Now, in my retelling of this Old Testament story, I've updated things. The story begins in a quiet fishing village along the Louisiana coast. The protagonist is not Jonah, but Joan, a young college student looking forward to a quiet spring break. It's the Saturday morning before Mardi Gras. Joan is seated beneath a live oak tree beside the bayou. She's looking at her smartphone. 4 townspeople arrive. 2 women, 2 men. They're moaning about the breakdown of the social contract at the Mardi Gras in New Orleans. They sing in 4-part harmony. I guess you'll have to use your imagination. Momus, Proteus, Babylon, Choctaw, Athena, Pygmalion, Sparta, Pandora, Centurions, Tux, Cleopatra, Endymion. What has happened to the Mardi Gras? Used to go to the Mardi Gras. Took the kids to the Mardi Gras. Not no more. Not no more. The townspeople have been listing the venerable old carnival organizations that have canceled their Mardi Gras parades in New Orleans. Such an organization is called a crew, spelled K-R-E-W-E. Now the townspeople are reading from their smartphones. They attempt to interest Joan, who couldn't care less. It says here, no more Isis and Carrollton and Orpheus. It says here, the old crews, every one of them have all shut down. It says here, no more Iris and Pontchartrain and Morpheus. It says here, this year they ain't gonna parade uptown. It says here. Now, we begin to sense the tension that often exists between country people and city people. I mean, it's as old as the Galileans versus the city dwellers of Jerusalem, or the agrarian Thomas Jefferson versus the city dweller Alexander Hamilton. And in times of distress, these country people cling to the things that give them reassurance. Here shrimp boats bob on the bayou, and sea oats sway in the breeze. We sip our beer at the fish house underneath the cypress trees. No wonder we cling so closely to our simple small town scenes. No wonder with Mardi Gras falling to pieces up the road in New Orleans, every carnival crew will withdraw. It's the darndest thing I ever saw. They've broken the rule of law at the Mardi Gras. At the Mardi Gras. And the reason is... The reason? Well, in the Old Testament story, Jonah was sent to preach repentance to the people of Nineveh. In this retelling, Joan is about to be sent to talk some sense into a different group. The townspeople are about to tell us who and why. And the reason is Nineveh, the crew of Nineveh. The crew of Nineveh. That's why they've taken control of the town with mischief, mayhem, chaos, and depredation. They're dragging the carnival down. It's no crew, it's a Mardi Gras mob now, with guns on every float. Their king and queen may be riding sour note. That's why we shy away and cling to our families. It's hard to believe what you hear. Mardi Gras may be approaching, but I'm staying home. I'm staying home. I'm staying home. And the reason is Nineveh. If you happen to be associated with either a musical theater or an opera company, a special word for you. Like it or not, streamed performances and pared back productions are a part of our future, at least for a while. Here's why I think Joan's time has arrived. I designed this musical with simplicity in mind. The story is told through the songs. Joan can be performed on a bare stage with minimal props by a piano player and 7 singers, 4 female and 3 male, including a female lead. Now, there's not enough good female leads in the repertoire. Here's one. Why not give it some thought? Well, that's the panorama, the stage on which Joan will undertake her amazing adventure. Question: why would I want to retell this particular Old Testament story? I guess the bottom line reason I love this story is that Joan is so human. She reminds me so much of myself. I know what the right thing is. I do the wrong thing anyway. And then there's Joan's inability to show mercy and forgiveness. I mean, isn't that something we all struggle with? And at this particular time in our history, isn't this an appropriate story to be retelling? The recent success of Hadestown tells us, I think, that there is still a thirst for ancient stories cleverly retold. If you would like to hear a few demo songs from Joan, just search YouTube for Joan at the Mardi Gras. And if you'd like to contact me, pay attention because my contact information is about to appear on your screen. Why not give some thought to Joan at the Mardi Gras? And thanks so much for your time.